Hey guys, it's Blind Lady Karen. Real quick in this morning, getting you caught up on yesterday. Yesterday, Garrett, my mobility instructor here at Leader Dogs for Blind, Rochester Hills, Michigan. Yesterday was Thursday, and we started doing. Some people don't come with a list; they just go, I want to teach. I want to learn what you think is appropriate. I just want to feel more comfortable. I actually, because I am slightly anal, had a little list of stuff, and he was like, great, fabulous, that makes my life so much easier. Plus I have a friend who, she's my Braille teacher, but she's also in the process of getting her certification. So she was like, well, definitely do this, and I've watched you need to work on this, and oh yeah, you should actually ask them to do this. So yesterday was, they call it retail training. And we've done a Walmart, we did a Dollar General and a Party City. Kind of helped that my orientation and mobility instructor, his daughter is turning 1 on this coming Saturday, the day that I leave. So his wife is like texting him and going, hey, can you get running? Pick up a number 1 candle. Can you get a helium canister so we can fill up a few balloons? So we kind of put his stuff with my stuff. Totally not a thing. I'm helping him find stuff. So we did a little bit of that. We did go to a fancier department store. And it wasn't fancy. It was like, the equivalent of a Macy's or a Belk or something like that. But this place was big enough and upscale enough to where they had escalators. And escalators is one of my bugaboos. I don't get to do them real often, but I want to get better at them because whenever we travel, for some reason, we keep on running into places that have escalators. And especially our family, we like to go to big sci-fi conventions. A convention was like 35, 45, 55,000 people is not uncommon for us. And most of those have escalators. So that was one thing I wanted to help me touch on better, easier, safer practices. So we did escalators, and one of the escalators, the up escalator, up escalators, nothing walking up steps, incredibly simple technique. But yeah, I got to practice elevators because I was trying to get to the down escalator, and I did the down escalator, and he showed me a couple of things, and I'm like, well, that makes it so much more simple. And I wasn't hanging on with like a death grip, even though it was a fairly quick running escalator. So we did that, made it a slightly early afternoon because Garrett was going to, run home, do his, do a couple of things. And then we went on a night walk last night. Started about 7:15. We walked for about 45 minutes in the dark around downtown Rochester. We walked through incredibly dark residentials, twilighty kind of residentials, and then did some stuff on 2 of the main drags. I only got off route once, and it was barely off route. It was just that I was talking to him and not paying attention, which I want to do. And I got into the grass. I figured out I was in the grass. I figured out where I was, got off the grass, got back on. And it was actually in this weird little part of a corner that part of the grass had a tree in it, and it went into part of the sidewalk. So I had to figure out of the grass, around the tree, and onto the main path. I'm very proud of myself. It took less than about 30 seconds for me to, figure out where I veered off, because I see almost nothing in the dark. If I'm lucky, I can see a flare. There was a portion of the residential district where a couple of the houses were decorated for Halloween. In the dark, I could see like the orange lights, which, that was kind of cool because usually I can't see like a porch light or a decoration unless it's like lit up like Christmas big. So that was kind of cool. This morning, is dog walk. A couple of the people have been playfully complaining that we haven't been around the puppies enough, because the people who have their dogs already, you're not supposed to play with them. You're not supposed to do anything with them. You're not even supposed to say hello, because those dogs are still learning to focus on their new owner, their new mom or dad. So we haven't really even been able to interact with the dogs. We did get to pet a few little puppies, like about 2 months old, when we had our tour in Puppyland the other day. But today we get to go dog walking. I have actually done, they call it Juno walks before, which is where you walk with a human and they have like a little practice type harness set up so that you're hanging on to what would be the real part of the harness. They're acting as the dog. Juno, the joke is, the god with two faces. And you're literally telling your human person, your orientation mobility instructor, Juno, forward, Juno, left, Juno, right, Juno, turn around, Juno, settle. And it's just to start you working with some commands and get you used to thinking ahead. If you can't see a route, you still have to kind of be familiar. Now, dogs are taught what they call intelligent disobedience. They will not let you walk into something that is unsafe. But, they're dogs. It's not like they can tell you what's going on. So that's a little interesting that, you would normally go out and do the Juno walks, and then you get to actually do a walk with a puppy. Since I have had Juno walks a couple of times, and Garrett was looking at my different skills that I had when I came in and the ones that I've developed while here, and he's like, yeah, we might do like a really quick Juno walk, but depends on how awake you in the morning. If you're awake, I might not even do a Juno walk. We might go straight to the dogs. And then he leaned over kind of conspiratorially, and he's like, and it's more time with the puppies. So I love the fact that he's like, yeah, you're confident, you're great, you're wonderful. No problem, go straight to the dog. So I am going to run down and eat breakfast real quick. I'll go down and I'll have some dog walking time. This afternoon, we're going to do just a really quick brush up on some things. He said more than likely, it will probably just do stairs. He's going to give me one last critique. But one thing I love about Garrett is he goes ahead and documents as he's going. And he said a lot of people will, some people won't. But he's like, yeah, I've got 80% of your report for whenever you file to get a dog ready. We're just waiting on you to film some videos, and yeah, we'll send you the information, what has to be in the videos. Because I was like, hey, I live in a mountainous area. I have to, I don't want to be out there. You guys sending me the information on what it has to do on my new videos to apply for a dog. I don't want to be doing that in February when it's 10 below. I would like to get at least a few of them out of the way while it's still decent, because in the part of West Virginia that I live in, it's starting to get a little chilly, but it's not super chilly yet. I want to get at least half, if not 3/4, because he hasn't told me what I have to film yet, but by being here, I'm kind of getting maybe an idea of what they may be looking for. So yeah, Juno walk / dog walk this morning. This afternoon they call it Celebration. Celebration is for all the clients that are here. It is particularly for the dog walkers. The dog walkers have been here and away from their families. Of course, if people are close enough that they want to come and visit or whatever, they can come and do that. But some of these people have been away from California, away from Idaho, away from, wherever for 3 weeks. So you can either do it on Teams, virtually, or, if you can come in, you're allowed up to 2 guests per person. And I'm a resident here, and they're looking after my dietary needs and making sure that I'm not going to feed something that I don't like, or, are allergic to or whatever. And they've been incredibly careful about that. But they're also like, what if you have somebody coming to it in person? What are their dietary needs and wants? And something as simple as, when I get there in the morning, they've got my cup of coffee, coffee cup there. And as soon as I sit down, they're right over pouring my coffee. So I'm looking forward to celebration. They said that the kitchen always pulls out all the stops. So it's going to be interesting to see what we get for celebration. Because the food already has been freaking amazing. So, whenever they're pulling out all the stops, I wonder what we're going to get. Because, we have had barbecued ribs, like big-ass slabs of barbecued ribs. We have had taco salads with Mexican fruits on the side with little bits of tahini that you can put on there. We have had just everything. And if you don't like it, don't want it, don't care for it, it's nothing to get a substitute. Or even just, they're like, if you're just not feeling it and you want some comfort food, we'll make you some macaroni and cheese. It'll take, all we're waiting on is the time it takes to boil. We've got one vegetarian in my group. I'm not sure about anybody else's. And they have been lovely with him because he's been a vegetarian for over 30 years. But yeah, let's get down to breakfast and let's go play with the puppies.